This is LouDobbs Tonight. News, debate, and opinion for Friday, December 19th. Live from New York, LouDobbs.
Regulators tonight trying to unravel Bernard Madoff's massive $50 billion Ponzi scheme. The scandal, which could be the largest ever, has wiped out the life savings of many, and even entire charities and foundations have lost all of their money. But did Madoff work alone? Katie Pilgrim has our report.
The $50 billion question: how did Bernard Madoff defraud investors of that much money without anyone noticing? Jeff Devine is a partner at California firm Mitchell Silberberg Knapp, but was a former special assistant U.S. attorney for the IRS and specializes in charitable organizations. He thinks the boards of some of those institutions were negligent, and there may be lawsuits against directors.
You just can't delegate away your responsibility. You can certainly get people to help you, to advise you, to assist you, but ultimately, as they say, the buck stops here. The buck stops with the board of directors.
Financial experts say people overlook the details of Madoff's investments because he relied on an aura of exclusivity. Madoff was also a well-known donor on the charity circuit, which to some made him above reproach or scrutiny. Ezra Merkin and his Ascot partners put all their funds, $1.8 billion, with Madoff without apparently asking hard questions about how those funds were being invested. Now, a former prosecutor says more people may be charged in this investigation.
The feds are going to be casting a very wide net. They know that it was impossible for Madoff to have carried out a $50 billion fraud scheme by himself. So they're going to be looking at the people who brought charity money to him, and they're going to be looking at the funds who invested with him.
Simon says failure to disclose relationships in some of these financial transactions may result in charges of conspiracy. Now, financial attorneys like Simon say not everyone can plead ignorance. There were red flags, such as returns that averaged 10% or more through all kinds of market conditions, and the fact that Madoff did not charge fees to some of the funds to direct investments to him. That was also a tip-off, they say, Lou.
That he paid fees for the reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something of a problem, I would think, for most folks. There are a lot of problems here. One of them is, again, just the larceny in the heart of those who are defrauded, too. Because in some cases, people are sitting there expecting 15% year in and year out returns. They knew better in many cases.
Too good to be true was too good to be true.
You bet. All right. What else? Certainly true, too, is that the SEC and the regulators absolutely derelict on this. But again, it's $50 billion. I feel for the people who have been defrauded here, the charities that are going to, who've been hit so hard. But again, we're watching on Wall Street trillions of dollars ripped out of the hands of millions of investors, and there doesn't seem to be a great passion on the part of either Congress or President or even the President-elect to get to the bottom of it. Criminal charges. I mean, that's in many cases, effectively, the subprime mortgage market was a massive fraud perpetrated by people who certainly knew what they were doing, orchestrating the activity, and to this point, who've gotten away with it. And that is disgusting. Kitty, thank you very much. Kitty Pilgrim.